Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddhang dhammang sanghang namasami. So this is the 4th week with talks of the Rains Retreat. So by now we're all settling in, and hopefully the mind is starting to quiet down. Hopefully you're experiencing some quiet states. And tonight I thought I'll talk about Sati Sampajanya, because as some of you might know, the precursor to Samadhi is mindfulness. And mindfulness, don't want to get ahead of Luang Por's sutta class, but I think he's going on the Eightfold Path, and the last path is Samma Samadhi. But before that, you have Samma Sati, which is obviously some people think it's the 8 spoke of a wheel works together. Other ways to look at the Eightfold Path is that it's sequential, that one feeds into another. So in order to have strong samadhi, you need strong mindfulness. And so much of our meditation practice is working this muscle of mindfulness, of sati. And you hear that a lot. Sometimes it's an overused word. Be mindful. What does that mean? And sometimes people have different type of translation just to make it more practical. I think Ajahn Brahm uses kindfulness. So this ability to be present, but also to be kind. To put that into the present moment. And I thought today, I think my slant on it, it's like sometimes you hear people saying, be careful. But then when you hear people saying being careful, the emotional content you get is like, you're scared. Be careful or else you'll make a mistake. Be careful because you'll break something. So to be careful. But sometimes that careful has more of like, you're scared, there's anxiety that you might do something wrong. But I think another take on being careful as practitioner, we focus on is caring. When you're careful, you're caring for whatever it is you're doing. When you're saying you care about it, meaning you bring this quality of kindness, of compassion, of awareness into that activity. So it's not a matter of a technique of banging away at the breath, of buddhaing your way to Nibbana. But this quality of muscle of being present, of opening your heart, your mind to whatever it is that you're doing, of being present in the here and now. That's what we're focusing on. That's what we're striving for. There's carefulness, but not care in the sense of kindness and compassion. Care in the sense of awareness, awake, alert, not going on automatic, whether we're lost in our own thoughts and daydreams, or going automatic of Buddha, 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 or doing some chanting in the background, or watching the breath. But you're awake, aware to the present moment. So you're in the kitchen cooking. You're present when you're chopping your vegetable. You put as much love, as much care into chopping those veggies. You're mindful when you're frying things, cleaning, washing the dishes, of just being present, bringing as much wholesome qualities. You're cooking, feeding the Sangha, feeding the community of people practicing. When you clean the toilets, you're not just cleaning any old toilets. You're cleaning toilets of people who meditate. Cleaning toilets to people who are striving to cleanse their mind. So you put as much care, as much kindness, as much love and attention to everything that we do on a day-to-day basis. When you're eating, you bring as much awareness, not in just the taste of the food, but where it all come from, how much work it took just to get into our bowl or into our plate, of all the kindness and generosity people came and offered the food with so much faith, with so much kindness. We bring that into when you taste the food. So you're not just tasting whether the seasoning's right, whether it's cooked in your liking, whether it's spicy enough or not spicy enough. You're tasting all the love, all the kindness that goes into those ingredients. And you're aware of all that. And you keep that focus as you eat, as you chew, as you digest. So with this focus on carefulness and caring, on awareness, that we're present moment by moment. And also, this carefulness is more related to carefree. You're not kind of anxious about what the future might bring. You're not lost in the guilt of all the things you've done wrong or other people hurt you. But being in the present moment, you're also carefree, not held back by thoughts or memories of the past or thoughts of the future. You're here, you're happy, you're carefree. Because that's what present moment awareness brings. It releases you from all the burdens of the past and all the weight of the future. We're all going to burn up this summer or not. Doesn't matter. You're here, you're meditating, you're here, you're walking in the forest, you're here spending time with the community of people who are striving towards harmlessness, who is striving towards peace and clarity. Just with that focus, you don't need psychic powers. You're walking on air already. The flowers are out, the birds are singing. We're cultivating peace and clarity. How great is that? So back to this mindfulness, sati. And sati is not a quality in and of itself, because there's many types of mindfulness. Sure, no. A thief can be very mindful and is stealing things. When breaking somebody's house, is aware whether people are there or not, whether the cops are, the neighbors are doing. People do unwholesome things and also be very mindful. Sports people also mindful when they're playing. But that won't allow you to transcend suffering. You have to be mindful what you're doing, but also you have to be aware, this quality of sampajanya, of wisdom, of clarity, knowing that whatever it is that you're doing, whether that inclines towards Dhamma, whether that inclines towards wholesome states, whether it inclines towards peace and clarity. You incline towards wholesome states, or it is you're doing that you incline to unwholesome states. So mindfulness always has to be coupled with that. As some of you might know, famous story with Ajahn Chah, who was joking. He says there was a very senior monk, I think a meditation master, quote unquote, who was very mindful, he said. This monk was very mindful. He was practicing the Mahasi tradition. He was just mindful of, what was he mindful of? I think he was mindful of the part of his practice was he's aware of maybe Buddha or something. But he was mindful of a meditation object. He was with it the whole time. But he said it was this monk walking on Bindabat. He kept having to warn the monk, oh, don't go there, you're walking in the middle of the road. Turn left when you're supposed to turn left. Or go on the right side of the road, because the people on the right side, but he was so mindful of his meditation object, he didn't notice that the left-hand side, no one's waiting. People waiting on the right-hand side of the road, that he should go on the right-hand side of the road. So mindfulness has to couple with awareness of what it is that you're doing. And is at time and place. And simple things like that. So being mindful in and of itself is not enough. You have to be mindful and have this wisdom aspect. You have to be mindful of the right thing, time and place. So when you're in Bindabat, you're aware of where the people are waiting. You're aware of the traffic, the car that's coming. You're aware of the route that you're going. You don't get lost on the way back. You're aware of, where you leave the monastery, when you come back. You're aware when people are calling after you, oh, Nimon, and you stop, instead of keep on walking. You're aware of other monks walking with you. Or you're walking too fast, too slow, are people waiting, are you holding up the line? All that awareness is coupled with wisdom, time and place. So sati doesn't exist on its own. It has to be coupled with, strengthened, empowered by sampajanya, by clarity. And another part, I think, of sati, another factor, is also, I brought this up before, it's this quality of joy. It's just not a dry, just banging away the meditation object, but bringing a sense of joy in all that you're doing, a sense of happiness. Reflect in a way. And as I said, if you're here, there's so many things to be grateful for, so many things to be happy. Being in a quiet forest, being a community of people who are pursuing goodness, who are cleansing their mind, who are inclining, who are keeping the 8 precepts of harmlessness, who are living simple lives. That's a great blessing. That's something we should rejoice in. I saw another person. So it's a way of kind of being optimistic, bringing as much happiness into the moment. And someone tells me, and with the sense of joy, sense of optimism, life is beautiful. Life is full of opportunity to grow and to learn. Even if we make mistakes, and we all make mistakes every day, thinking, oh, I should have done that better, or I should have called that person, forgot to do that, I should have said this to this. So yeah, it's not whether you're making mistakes you err every day. It's whether are you growing from that, you learn from that. That's the more important thing. Some people are so afraid to make mistakes, they don't go outside of their comfort zone. They don't do anything unless they're really, really good at. And that's such a shame, because then you're locked, you're in prison of your own fear and anxiety. As long as you grow, as long as you're learning, it doesn't matter whether you're making mistakes or not. So in terms of a practice, in terms of being awake, aware, alert, it's this ability to care, to, like I said, compassion is overused, ability to be present, whatever it said, present with another person, to be ability to be open, ability of well-wishing to the people you're with, to the present moment, to your own self, if nobody's around. So it's remind people over and over again, these are muscles in the mind. So the more you use it, the more it's easier. It's the same mind that cares for others and care for yourself when no one's around. It's the same mind that fought fine with others and will fall fine with yourself when no one's around. The same mind that forgives others, that forgives yourself when you make mistakes. And it's something that can be trained, can be worked on, can be improved. Each and every one of us. No one's born gifted in the Buddhist sense of the word. People worked on it in different lifetime. If these skills are not abundant in your own self, in your own mind, there's an opportunity to work on them, to develop them. Because we all have the potential to incline towards wholesome states, all the potential to develop the spiritual perfections of kindness, compassion, of awareness, of clarity. It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of learning to come back to the present moment, time after time again. Learn to pick up where you left off each and every day. It doesn't matter where you start. It matters that you keep inclining towards wholesome states. Keep walking the path of peace and clarity, of kindness and compassion. So as we continue to practice, continue to meditate in the rains retreat, as we work on this concept, this idea, this quality of sati, of mindfulness, we also include sampajanya, of wisdom, of clarity. What's the word I keep, it's at the tip of my tongue, sampajanya, so most people translate as comprehension, right? Clear comprehension, that's what it was, clear comprehension. That's what Limpo Pastor used a lot. Yeah, mindfulness and clear comprehension. And that does encapsulate that. Clear comprehending. You're clear. You're comprehending what's happening. It's not this awareness in a vacuum by itself. And with this clear comprehension, like I said, also this ability to care, kindness and compassion, openness and awareness. Not careful in the sense that you're scared, you're making mistakes, or you care something's bad going to happen. If you don't, you're not careful. Care that you're there, you're happy to be there, you're present, you're open, relaxed, you're carefree in that way, careful in that way, that you care. The operative word, most importantly, is the caring. You care enough to be present. So we focus on this quality of sati sampajanya, of this mindfulness and clear comprehension, but also, so to say, with a touch, a sprinkle of joy, happiness. Find ways to increase that. Find ways to empower that. Find ways to put that into your present moment. How can I find joy and happiness each and every moment? And it's there. It's always in the background. What you focus on will grow. I tell people over and over again, what you focus grows. What you focus on is your world. Focus on joy and happiness, that is in your mind. Your mind, your world is a place of joy, of brightness, of kindness and compassion. Focus on the fear, anxiety of the coming fire, the catastrophe, the flooding, the war, everything is going to collapse. Then that is also your world, a world of dystopia, the world of anxiety and worry, world of wars and injustices. But it's your world. What do you want it to be? And it's always a training of the mind, an inclination. And something each and every one of us has the potential to do, something that grows moment by moment, minute by minute, day by day. So you keep inclining the mind towards that way. So now it's a talk on sati, sampajanya, and a bit of joy. I offer that for your reflection.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.